Welcome on, I'm Alexis, aka the Soft Reader, and I'm here today to do another video where I'm going to revisit a video I did on my channel last year, and in the same vein, this one is the top contemporary books on my TBR. So just like I did in that last video, which I will link down below, I'm going to look at which books in the video I filmed in May 2017 I considered at the top of my TBR. So we'll just go ahead and get into it. The top contemporary books on my TBR. These are the contemporary books that I kind of really want to get to the most. These are books I actually had on my shelf, so these aren't new releases or anything like that, but believe me, there are a lot of new releases I want to get to as well. I'd also like to apologize for that whining sound in the background. I know that's been in quite a few. That's what I said in my last videos, the sound my old air conditioner used to make. The first one is the most recent release on this list, and that is The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli. Okay, so I did recently just read that. If you missed my April wrap-up, I'll link it down below. But I just read that in April, and wasn't my favorite, to be honest. But I did read it, and so that's one I can cross off this list. One that was on my top books to read in 2017. I meant to read it before the sequel came out, but I didn't get to that, so hopefully I'll read it sometime this summer, and that is Because You'll Never Meet Me by Leah Thomas. Okay, I did read that one last summer, Because You'll Never Meet Me by Leah Thomas. That one was one of my top books to read in 2017, because one of my friends really liked it, and so I wanted to give it a shot, and like I said, the sequel was actually coming out last year. It was okay. I think I gave it a 3.5 stars. It's contemporary, but it has a very strong science fiction element to it. So it's like a contemporary with light science fiction. That's the best way I can explain it. But I have read that. It's fiction element to it, but I've heard from most people that it's mostly contemporary, and so many people have absolutely loved this book, and that is We Are the Ants by Sean David Hutchinson. Okay, so as you guys know, I have not read We Are the Ants yet. We Are the Ants is one of the top books to read in 2018. I specifically wanted to save that one on my TBR for June, which is Pride Month. If you guys don't know, spoiler alert, I'm going to be reading only queer books in June. So that one is going to be on my June TBR, which, you know, when we get to it, you'll see that. It is the first book in a contemporary series that I'd really like to start, and that is the Anne and the French Kiss series by Stephanie Perkins. Okay, I only haven't read one of these so far, so we're doing good. I have read Anne and the French Kiss. I actually really liked Anne and the French Kiss. I listened to it on audiobook, which I highly recommend. It's read by Kim, my guest, and it's great. But I did read that, and I do have the other one sitting on my shelves that I need to read. But I did read Anne, and I enjoyed it. The next one I'm going to mention is Everything Leads to You by Nina LaCour. So, as you guys know, Everything Leads to You by Nina LaCour is another book that was on my top 18 to read in 2018, and it is another book that I will be saving for my June TBR. Nina LaCour is an author I haven't read anything from other than short stories, but I really want to get into her because I definitely think she's one of the most well-known names in like YA queer lit. So I really want to read her book. I am really excited about Everything Leads to You because it sounds like something I'll really love. But I will be reading that one in June as well. The next one I'm going to mention is How to Love by Katie Cotugno. I have not read How to Love by Katie Cotugno yet. I'm still interested in it, especially because I actually met Katie Cotugno and got my copy of How to Love signed. But I will admit that since filming this video, I have heard some not great things about How to Love. So I'm not necessarily sure if it's gonna remain as like one of the top contemporary books on my TBR, especially because like there's so many incredible contemporaries I want to read, but I have not read that one yet. But I do still have it. I do still plan to give it a shot. The next one is an anthology, and that is the Summer Days and Summer Nights anthology. So I have read that. I've read both that and My True Love Gave to Me, edited by Stephanie Perkins. I didn't love Summer Days and Summer Nights. I felt like that one was weaker in my opinion than My True Love Gave to Me was, but I did read it. I think I read it last July or August or so. But I have read that one. I think there's only, been like 3 I haven't read? Dang! I was on top of my contemporary list. The last one I'm going to mention is The Miseducation of Cameron Post by Emily M. Danforth. This is about... Okay, so I have not read The Miseducation of Cameron Post, but it is another one you're going to see on my June TBR. I've already decided that I definitely want to read that one this June, especially because, you know, the movie got picked up by a major, I think Fox, maybe Fox, 20th Century Fox, I don't remember, but it did get picked up by a major distributor, and it looked really good. I really want to give the book a shot before I watch the movie, so that one will also be on my June TBR as well. Alrighty, and those were all of the ones that were on my list. Guys, I nailed that contemporary list. Apparently when I filmed that, I must have been in contemporary mood because I read most of the ones on that list. The only ones I hadn't read were The Miseducation of Cameron Post, How to Love, Everything Leads to You, and We Are the Ants by Sean David Hutchinson. 3 of those I've already told you guys are going to be on my June TBR, and I'm making a priority to read at least 2 of those. And I've already mentioned with How to Love, I'm still interested in reading it, but I've heard some not great things since then, and I've also read a book by Katie Katubno since then that I didn't love. So that one's not quite as much of a priority for me anymore, but I'm really impressed. I think I did better on the contemporary one than I did on the fantasy one, which is surprising because those were the top fantasy books on my TBR, but also not surprising because what probably happened is a bunch of new fantasy books came out that I was really excited to read, and I just read all of those first, which is most likely what happened. Alrighty guys, I would love to know what's the top contemporary book sitting on your TBR. If you like what I do, upload videos on Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, and I'll see you guys soon with another one. Bye!